Good evening. Or is it afternoon? Who knows? So the sort of long night begins where, you know, where, you know, start slightly early. I was intending, as fucking always, I'm like, I was intending on starting earlier. I was intending on today's stream is probably going to be the same length as yesterday. Like up to 5 hours. Like, so. Whatever. That's why it's the sort of long. I was originally going to like try starting around 3, but then my schedule for the day got pushed back. So things had to change, you know. Also, it's not that hot. Like, it's not that hot in my room, really. But I'm kind of just done with it, so I got my big fan behind me. Hopefully it's not like... It shouldn't, but hopefully it's not like creating a bunch of white noise in the mic. I'm also done with these frame drops. I'm just gonna be real. Advanced. Should I just... Let's just go to high. I'm sure that's part of the issue. Passed out on like the last half hour or so of your stream. Well, I was streaming a little later, so. I did notice Swansea has something to say again. I'm gonna go talk to the Ascalon Club first. Right, but remind me, before I... Yeah, so before I go to sleep, I absolutely have to go to Whitechapel and just, like, cure shit. Because we're at 51%, and I want the option to just, like, go and eat people at all times. And I should cure shit in the docks as well. So yeah. Don't hear the fan at all? Good. Good. Alright, I'm in like the back alley. Got him! Yeah, my blood max is fallen very behind compared to my other 2 bars. Maybe I could get some blood next time I level up. Okay, I could have just gone out the front door and avoided all this, but we're here now. I'm just gonna avoid the rest of this. I don't need to fight you. So I did say yesterday, I didn't feel like I made a lot of progress. I think that's more had to do with the fact that I was playing Warframe most of the day. And I felt like I got a ton of progress there, and then in comparison, because when I thought about it, it's like, we did an entire chapter, like we started the end of chapter 3, and we got to chapter 5. I fought, what, 2 or 3 bosses? 2 or 3 boss fights? And we got like a huge lore dump, and a bunch of conversations and investigations done, so like... Hello?
Elizabeth, what are you doing here?
I've been formally asked to witness your triumph, my dear. After all, isn't it the natural role of a woman to support her man in victory?
But it's you who insisted I join the Ascalon.
Please forgive my giddiness. I'm just overcome by the thrill of finally being allowed within these hallowed halls.
You certainly have an inquisitive mind. It's quite something.
I am not madly in love with Elizabeth.
Ashbury. Only
Jonathan
you
is.
can make me smile in these difficult times.
And the same to you, Jonathan Reed. Now go have your little chat with the chairman. I can see he's practically bursting to hear your report.
I am not Jonathan Reed. Jonathan Reed is his own man. He can make his own decisions. I do not support them, but he can make them. I support his right to make them. I don't support the actual thing. So I did spoil the game a little bit.
Perhaps we should change some of the club's rules if we survive all of this.
Welcome
Because
back
I looked
to the
up
Ascalon
Doris
Club,
Fletcher.
Lance-bearer. Please tell us the good news. Have you put an
So I did spoil a few small details that we hadn't learned yet. But it's fine. I won't say them.
end to the epidemic?
My hypothesis was correct. Doris Fletcher was the source of the contagion in this part of town. She was probably the first to be infected.
And you cleansed her before the hunters, I've been told. Well done, Dr. Reed. You thrust your lance and pierced the very heart of the corruption.
But some questions remain.
The important thing is, we won a major battle for the survival of London. For that, we salute you.
Thank you, my lord.
Now, I have another task for you. One of the utmost importance. Perhaps even more so than the previous.
I'm listening.
It's time for you to perform a most sacred duty for the club. I want you to recruit a new vampire.
Recruit a new vampire?
I kind of did that for myself already.
Are you sending me on some sort of diplomatic mission?
Not exactly. I want you to make Aloysius Dawson the Ekon he deserves.
Okay, is it
to be.
Aloysius or Aloysius? I'm not sure.
I'm not sure I'm the best candidate for such a task.
I can hear the hesitation in your voice, Dr. Reed. I admire a man of principles. But in this matter, there is more at stake than your moral comfort.
It's not a moral question, Lord Redgrave. It's the responsibility of giving immortality to a man I barely know.
Nonsense. Aloysius has been a member of the Ascalon for years. This is but the fruition of a long-held plan.
How would you like me to proceed?
Aloysius is waiting for you at the Dawson estate. Once the deed is done, I'll join you there to celebrate this momentous occasion.
Before I go, I have a few questions.
All right, I'm listening.
How would you like me to proceed?
Don't worry. Aloysius has had many years to prepare himself.
Hope he's
He has
rejected.
studied
Yeah.
our kind for decades.
I get the feeling I'm gonna have that choice to like just kill him and be like, oh, his body rejected the transformation.
So shall I just let him drink my blood?
Yes. Aloysius will gratefully sup on your blood. His heart will slow, then stop. But he will rise again as one of us, an immortal.
Is there any danger?
Our blood alters a mortal body so deeply that some don't survive the metamorphosis. They die for good. But Mr. Dawson has been preparing himself for a long time.
Why Aloysius Dawson?
Because he is about to die. And he just may be the most influential man in England. After me, of course.
Did he choose me?
No, I did. My decision is very recent, to say the least, but it is entirely mine.
Does he know I'm coming?
He can't wait to become your progeny, Dr. Reed. Especially now that you have shown how strong your lineage is through your sister.
You invited Lady Ashbury. Wouldn't that be breaking one of your cardinal rules? No women allowed.
Not allowed as members, no. But considering the circumstances, I thought you'd like to have her here to witness your triumph.
So it's a temporary admittance, then.
Something of a bargain, considering the crisis we're currently facing.
Goodbye, Lord Redgrave.
Alright. Awkward having the old manager progeny. I mean, that's vampirism for you.
We repelled the intruders for now. I personally went patrolling last night in the West End, and I spotted at least two.
I still can't believe she's like 20.
This is an
He's 20 as well. Like, how high does my mercenaries get? It seems like for most of the people, it'd be like 5 or 6. And yet they're 20.
Are you all right, Jonathan?
Lord Redgrave has just ordered me to turn Aloysius Dawson, to make him my progeny.
I see. And how do you feel about this?
Let's see what you say.
I'd like your advice on the matter.
The real question here is, why has his lordship given you this task?
Do you think it's some sort of trap?
Do you really want to know what I think about this?
I do, yes.
To make an immortal of a soulless blackguard like Aloysius Dawson will only lead to a disaster for London. The man is already dead inside.
Should I refuse? Perhaps politely suggest that Lord Redgrave turned the man into a vampire himself.
Don't you dare, my dear. According to what I've recently discovered, his lordship could kill you for even broaching the subject.
Really? Why?
I've recently found proof that the Earl of Bristol is of lesser lineage and only capable of creating skulls.
Please tell me more about your recent investigation.
As long as you lower your voice.
Are you sure your information about Redgrave is correct? He says he's the progeny of the great knight William Marshall,
Trying to see you can't.
who lived
But like,
some
it's
9
so much
centuries
higher.
ago.
That's a lie. Lord Redgrave is unable to create anything but skulls, if the poor souls survive at all.
How can you be sure the information was correct?
I made the acquaintance of a most interesting informer while investigating your maker, from whom I learned the truth about Lord Redgrave.
Why so vindictive? You suddenly sound like you're angry.
Forgive me, Jonathan. I hate myself for it, but I feel such pride in my discovery. I'm afraid I just can't help it.
Which is?
He did serve William Marshall, and yes, the blood he covets as a token does truly belong to that legendary knight. But he was never his progeny. His lineage is not so noble.
What would you have me do about Dawson?
The man is dangerous. Did you know he plans to build a wall to separate the healthy rich from the sickly poor?
I did know that.
Do not make him your progeny.
What would you do?
The man's dying already. Let the Reaper harvest the rotten fruit that is his soul.
What would happen if I made Dawson an Ekon like myself?
You would add a powerful immortal into a suffering world. An immortal who already craves authority.
Maybe I could teach him control, like you taught me. Lead him down the right path.
Mr.
Nope.
Dawson spent his life searching
No,
for a way
poor
to cheat
Jonathan.
death. I'm
Ever the
sure
optimist.
He has spent decades dreaming of how he'd spend eternity as a tyrant.
Goodbye for now, Elizabeth.
Goodbye, my dear. Please, be careful.
It's like entering into a relationship and being like, I can make him change. I can, you know, it's like that doesn't fucking work. It's just endless misery for you.
It looks like vampires have to obey Mendel's laws when producing progeny.
Die too in this
Powers
war.
pass from one generation to another.
Women
That's why Dawson wants me to sire him.
Alright, I'm gonna run through Whitechapel, cure what diseases I can, run back to Swansea, and then we'll do the thing. Do I have a hint on this? Over there. Oh, I never really did explore this area, so that's maybe where the other few Whitechapel people are. I just kind of ran through it.
Sir, no civilians allowed.
It's fine by me. Alright, I got plenty of medicines on me, so I should be able to... I still can't do the neuralgia, I don't think.
Good evening.
I'm afraid
Yeah, I don't have the treatment for it.
A gun?
When
Leave
science
a cold.
fails you.
Good evening.
How is the sound?
When people buy guns instead of medication, it would...
Alright, people are not hopeful. That makes sense.
You look ill. Well, there you have it.
Thank you.
Alright.
Goodbye, Miss Swan.
His son should be around here. He's got fatigue.
How are you?
I'm not your boy.
Not your boy.
Have
I'm ready for it.
Do you need assistance?
Please.
There you go.
Very.
Goodbye, young.
Why was he shining? That's weird. I swear every time I run past this building specifically, I hear a baby crying.
Its effectiveness has been proven by many. Even the flu.
Still haven't met her husband. Or at least I assume her husband. It's on the citizen list.
This week, Joe. Fancy buying?
You never... How are the current...
When there's more people outside at...
Right then.
Did he have anything useful? He kind of does. I don't really need to upgrade anything. At least with these materials. I mean the rivets.
Fancy buying?
You never...
I think of it, hold on.
Right then.
They're expensive, but I'll take it.
Fancy buying something?
You never...
I got anything? Oh!
Barrett, you had an affair with Joe's wife, didn't you?
Yeah, I did. She's the only woman I loved. My first regret is that she stayed
None of the
with
roads
Joe
are
after
accurate.
Harry
They
was
kinda
born.
are.
The second is I never shed a tear when she died.
Did you ever try talking to Joe?
Never. But I suspected he knew everything, even without knowing it. And he decided to make me pay in his own way.
Do you mean... you're Harry's father?
No one will ever know for sure. And it's better that way. And I don't believe I'd have been all that bad as a dad.
What do you know of Harry Peterson? The boy seems so fragile. Not like his father at all.
Harry's a good boy, but he spends most of his time complaining.
Oh,
He's
you
had
mean
it
like to
tough,
real life
all right,
London?
but he
No, I
needs
don't
to
think
grow
I don't
up
think
here.
that's accurate.
What troubles him
Slightest.
exactly?
Well, despite being his father's son, almost everything, I think. He never wanted to come to Whitechapel in the first place. Hates this place more than most of us.
I know they took some things from history to like inform on this game.
Do you need...
To be on.
I don't really... Goodbye for...
So maybe some of the landmarks are like whereabouts they should be. Like the church and the hospital. I mean, I don't know. It could be accurate. I don't know. Highly doubt it. It seems too small. Even if it is just like a small portion of London. I doubt it. I don't think so. I don't think so at all. Maybe one or two. Maybe like the church, graveyard, and the hospital or something. But all right, she's fine. He's fine. Who's even left? Oh, okay, I can treat Shoshan. Clayton. Last time I was here, Clayton was in this. There he is. I don't even know where I saw Shoshan last time.
Good evening, Doctor. Can I help?
Do you need assistance?
That would be...
If...
Thank you.
Goodbye.
I want to say she was in this direction-ish. I think she was down there. I think. She could just be at the graveyard again. Have I ever been in here? I must have. There's nothing to loot. Eh, fine. Fine. That was probably a box to loot. Oh, okay. Yeah, she was like near one of these people. Just like sitting on the street.
It's locked.
Hmm. Ah!
Good evening.
Wang Sha.
How is the...
My only relief is that my Matthew died, but...
Alright, we've exhausted all of her dialogue.
How do you feel? You should...
Thank...
She's ready for eating.
Goodbye for now.
Is that everyone? Everyone that I can? Because I don't have this treatment yet. Good. Good. I don't know how she was... how her social circle included these two. She's a complete fucking mystery. This is a silhouette of the guy that reads Braille in that investigation. And this person, I have no idea who the fuck this is. Let's go try doing the Braille thing, and then I'll swing by the hospital on the way back to the main quest. Oh, that's just Henry's house or Harry's house. Do you have anything new to say?
Good evening.
Shane, when I think about...
I know nothing about her as well. There's so many like hints required from people. And I don't know where I'd get the hints for these hints. Like, I just don't know. Yeah, let's just run through this area. Various encounters.
You London vampires are so weak!
Rude! What the, I couldn't dodge or anything? Oh, he's got shadow clones. My club is so fucking strong right now. Like, I don't even get the chance to stun anybody and bite them. Why am I not regenerating? Oh, I am. It's just very slow. There are so many babies. Just in the distance, unattended babies. Just crying away. Oh yeah, this is where I met Fergal for the first time.
You Londoners are no match for me.
Yeah, I just... They're dying too fast at this point for my club. If I want to bite someone, I, like, have to use a stake, I think. Also, a point of order from yesterday. Using a stake on a vampire doesn't instantly kill him. It does stun and paralyze them, though. I wasn't wrong. Never wrong. I mean, I'm always wrong, but you know. Hello. Definitely never gone up here. Have I? Ooh!
Don't you know better?
What? Oh. I was like, who the fuck is saying this? Yeah.
Hello, sir. Sorry to disturb you at this hour. I'm a doctor inquiring about the epidemic. May I come in?
A doctor, you say? No, thank you.
Too bad.
It cannot be safe for a blind man to live here alone. Let me enter, sir. I swear I mean you no harm.
Well, a voice never lies, and yours clearly is the voice of a gentleman. All right, doctor, come on in. Wandering in this part of town at night, you're either brave or a fool. So what is the name of my nocturnal visitor?
I'm Dr. Jonathan Reed. As I already explained to you, I'm inquiring about the epidemic.
Dr. Reed? The eminent surgeon? My God, I'd never have expected a brilliant physician like you to knock on my door.
You flatter me, sir.
No, sir, I am flattered. I read all your work when I still had my sight. I loved it. I'm Mason Swanborough, by the way.
And what else have you learned about me, Mr. Swanborough?
I know you assisted Professor Carell in France, and that you invented a new blood transfusion method based on his work.
Yes. Those were frustrating but exciting days. I loved it.
Yes, the thrill of research and discovery. This is what drives people like us, Dr. Reed. Oh, how I envy you.
Does someone take care of you in this isolated place?
My sister Loretta and I have our daily routine.
Ah, sister, okay.
Every morning and evening she comes by so we can talk and eat. Then she leaves and I stay.
Do you not appreciate your sister's visits?
Loretta is the best and worst thing that happened to me. And I believe she could say the same thing about me.
Where does your sister go?
Well, let's just say, she earns enough money for us both.
What's so amusing about that?
I won't hide the truth from you. Loretta sells a fake miracle elixir to the sick people of Whitechapel.
It's fake? No. What do you mean he has neuralgia? Fuck. I need to get the cure for fucking neuralgia.
How is the sanitary situation evolving in Whitechapel these days?
I hear them hissing and scratching at my door every night. The sick made mad by the fever. But these walls are thick, and my lock is solid.
But your mind is dull, which is why you let me in.
Do you know Braille, Mr. Swanborough?
I'm no expert, but I learned it in my spare time, yes. Why?
I found a strange document entitled Cure for Blindness. It's written in Braille, so I thought perhaps it was yours.
Really? Is that some kind of sick joke? Let me see.
Here it is.
This letter seems authentic. And it actually refers to an experimental cure for blindness. You have piqued my interest, Dr. Reed.
Could it be of any use to you?
No. This page is just a part of a larger diary. I'd be glad if you could find the other pages.
Alright, well, I found one of 4. I already know the quest thing said there's 4 pieces.
Goodbye, Mr. Swanborough.
What kind of gentleman pays visits to people at this late hour?
Wait, do I have more of them?
What can I do for you?
It said 2 of 4.
Goodbye, Mr.
Oh, well, whatever. Well, I know what to do if I get...
Wandering in this part of town at night, you're either brave or a fool.
Vampires feed on our soul!
What kind of gentleman pays visits to people at this late hour?
The calling kind? The gentleman caller?
It's locked, all right.
I'm a gentleman caller. Yes. There's a letter. My dear brother, this is the apology letter you'll never read, for you've lost your sight because of me. I know you hate me for what I did, even if you never say so. We don't talk much in the Swanborough family, do we? So to clear my conscience, this is my bravest gesture towards you, to write this letter, and to leave it in your laboratory. I've never said laboratory before. I don't know why I decided to now. If you ever find it and ask about it, I'll read it to you if someone else reads it. Well, as I wrote above, this is my bravest gesture. So Mason, I'm sorry. I'm sorry for what I did, for the hell you've been thrown into. I'm sorry you're now a blind man trying to find a meaning to your useless life. If I could change one thing, only one thing in my miserable life, it would be what happened 1 year ago. I swear it, Mason. If I could give my eyes for you to see again, I would, but it does not work that way, does it? So please, my brother, forgive me, Loretta. What did she do?
Tell me, how do you see the world these days?
What did she do? I wasn't gonna go back to Loretta to specifically talk to her, but I kind of want to go back to Loretta to specifically talk to her. Schlang. Anything else in here? Is the other citizen in this area? That leads up to the graveyard. The graveyard. There's some pre-win.
Over there! There's one of them vermin!
Ow. Why is it like... Okay. Oh! Oh, that hit me. That sucks. Fucking one-shot him with my club. Rats. I think I found where the game is based on an old map. Oh. Nah. There's a lot of enemies in here. Oh, they're level 12. It's fine. I mean, there's no citizens in here. Wool scarf. What do? The traditional Romanian pattern. Okay, who was Romanian? Was it, somebody was Romanian. Shape of the dock area is different though, but there's a hospital in Whitechapel, of course. Okay. The dead people are Romanian. Somebody specifically was like, I'm from Romania. And I'm related to someone who changed their name to pretend to not be from Romania anymore. It could have been like Darius or something. One of the people I ate. It could be Camellia. For some reason I feel like Christina was one of them. I feel like it was a woman that was like, yeah, I was originally from Romania. Oh, it's Nurse Crane, that's right. She's from Romania along with Darius? Or I feel like, for some reason I feel like Christina is the one that told me that. So I'm gonna go... I'm gonna continue down this route.
There's one of them! Watch yourself!
My one complaint about this ability is the camera when I'm inside it. That's it. Like, why does it have to, like, zoom in? Yeah, I'm just gonna go this way and then run back in just because I wanna just double check.
It's an H! Die, vermin!
This club's so fucking good. I've legit never run down this way. I mean, I don't ever need to, but... I'm gonna have to fight, aren't I? No, it's fine. I've hit that moment again where I'm quite strong. Can't wait for that to wear off. Alright, where's Christina? For some reason, I just feel like she was one of the ones that was like, yeah, Nurse Crane was from Romania.
Change your mind?
Oh, there we go.
Could this be the scarf you lost, Miss Popper?
It is much more than a scarf to me. It is the only thing that connects me to my family and my country. Thank you so much.
She didn't even tell me about it. I'm like, hey, hint failed. What? Is it because I skipped the hint? Or maybe I was supposed to do something else with this? I don't fucking know.
Goodbye, miss. Take care of yourself as best you can.
Is there a way across the river, like a tunnel? Like the Thames? Or like what? I don't specifically know which one. Like one of the small ones, or the main, like the actual the Thames. Okay, whatever. I'm gonna go confront Snake Oil, and then I probably won't immediately go back to the blind dude. Thames? In this game? Not that I know of. I only know of the bridge. It's a bridge.
The Swanborough cordial can...
Good evening.
Loretta, why do you feel so guilty about your brother?
I don't expect him to forgive me. All I can do is make amends for what I did.
By making him a crook and a criminal. What if somebody decides to make him pay for your scam?
Mason is totally capable of defending himself. Just leave us be. We're perfectly fine.
I know how guilt feels between a brother and sister. Are you sure you're not trying to ease your own remorse?
Mason wants to be useful, can you understand that? And chemistry is his passion. And the Swanborough cordial gives him a purpose in life.
Loretta, your miraculous formula wouldn't even cure a common cold, and you know it.
The Swanborough's cordial's secret ingredient is hope, Doctor. And it's something people around here really need.
A placebo effect is real and has benefit. But in your case,
yeah, it's
you could be
obviously scaled down
murdering
for
your
sure.
customers who may die because they are not receiving the necessary medical attention.
Medical attention? In Whitechapel? Trust me, my cordial is the best option they have, since it is the only one.
If your true purpose was to help, you wouldn't take money from the poor for your snake oil.
Oh, but to pay for it is part of the process, Doctor. If it were free, they wouldn't believe in it.
She has a point.
I'd like to...
I'm considering eating her, but Whitechapel's in critical condition, so best to leave it alone. Let's go back to the hospital. Still don't know who this last citizen in Whitechapel is.
I hope this feeling will disappear someday.
Absolutely no clue. See what Swansea wants. I like your music, good sir.
What news, Jonathan? I've heard you've now joined the vampire elite of London.
Did Elizabeth tell you?
So it's Elizabeth now. My. Things are moving quickly. I turn my back for a moment and away you go.
How's the situation at the Pembroke?
We're still holding out. Question is, for how long? What we really need is hope, Jonathan. Hope for a better
Hey,
tomorrow.
remember when I was a doctor in a hospital?
Have you seen Lady Ashbury recently?
Yes, she popped in yesterday. Told me about your new friends in the West End.
Just a courtesy visit, then?
Yes. And no. She was en route to the docks, I think. Following a lead concerning your maker.
I may have found the source of the contagion. Doris Fletcher, the actress. Thankfully, in the end, she was destroyed by fire.
Really? Oh, please, do tell me more.
Doris was a heavily mutated skull. Almost a new breed entirely. It's as if the disease had completely altered her mind and body. Highly contagious.
As if the disease had taken control of her will?
Yes. Once a beautiful and brilliant woman, she became motivated by hate alone.
Oh, she was a beauty. I met her when she visited the hospital to cheer up the sick. Too bad the fire destroyed her. But it was probably for the best.
Have you heard of similar cases?
No, I don't think so. Except, perhaps, it reminds me of an old report from the Brotherhood. Well, more an article, really.
What was it about?
The author, a friar, referred to a rare form of contagion in a skull he observed during the Black Death. The carrier was always female. They called them Icors.
I've never known if that was pronounced Iker or Iker.
I'll come back later. Thank you, Edgar.
Always a pleasure to see you, my friend.
It feels like that's like one of those like debated things. Is it? Am I echoing? I could have sworn I was echoing, like in my own head. What? That's weird. It's over now. Yeah, what was I saying before the echo?
Good evening, Nurse Brannigan. Goodbye now.
Sounds like a lot of things in the place when you deal with like Thereth and the narrator. At least the starting violin part, a little bit. No echo for you? Okay, okay, good. I don't know what happened. All of a sudden, I was like, I hear an echo from my own voice. For like a few seconds. Every time I have to break this down. I never have like gone around here, but I also it's not necessary.
Excellent! Kill it! Die, beast!
Why must we always fight? And why do I screw up saying basic sentences? Oh, maybe I can actually talk to him.
We meet again, Mr. Kimura.
Dr. Reed. Still visiting London by night?
We must
Someone,
both
that's
be
like
nocturnal
someone's got to screw up. That's like a quota that we have to
After
meet
your
on the daily reg.
captivity, I thought you'd be more cautious.
Or like
Breathing the cold
horrible
night air helps
catastrophe
calm
occurs.
my mind, sir. I've had the most frightening nightmares since I escaped that filthy jail.
It's like hitting that. It's like hitting that red button in Lost. It's like you have to hit the button. Otherwise, terrible. Otherwise, we all die.
May I ask you what you do for a living, Mr. Kimura?
I was a landlord. A wealthy one. And not a very kind one, I realized recently.
Why this sudden epiphany? Is it because of your near-death experience?
I was already feeling nostalgic about Weymouth, my hometown. With recent events, I'm thinking about going back there.
How is the situation in the West End?
I've heard rumors about armed men patrolling and fighting infected citizens in these very streets. I was lucky they didn't shoot me when I was abducted.
What can you tell me about your abduction?
If you really want to know, I was locked in that building for 3 or 4 days. My jailer was insane, mumbling about sacrifice and voices.
And why didn't he sacrifice you?
That was the weirdest part. He claimed to spill blood was not enough. It had to be done when some stars were aligned.
Which stars?
That's the whole point. He wanted me to talk to him about some Red Queen configuration or constellation. I've never heard of such an astronomical term.
What did he say about voices?
He constantly whined about the voice of his master, ordering him to do terrible things. He wanted to silence the voice by offering blood. My blood.
If no one screws up, the universe has to. Ooh, that's deep.
Why are you so nostalgic for your hometown, Tadao?
I was focused so much on making money, I almost forgot that my relatives and friends are threatened by this epidemic.
Have you heard anything from your family?
I was not only a bad landlord, I was also a bad husband. I've not seen my wife and son for years. Busy, busy, busy.
At least now you're ready to go back and see them. But don't be surprised if your son bears a grudge, sir.
You make it sound like you suffered from an absent father yourself, Dr. Reed. Well, I'll keep your warning in mind.
He is very absent.
Have you no friends at all?
Over the years, I'm afraid my greed turned me into my friend's adversary, while I became friends with my professional rivals.
Those you grew up with didn't share your views on money and success.
Would you believe I was once a member of poetry circles and an astronomy club? We were young, such joyful dreamers then. But I stopped laughing long ago.
Can you change? And is it what
Can
you really
you?
want?
Can you
if
really?
so, it must come from within, not without.
I've seen what
That's
an
very true.
altruistic gesture can do. Nothing forced you to save me, Dr. Reed, but you did. I will follow your example in these matters from now on.
Believe me, Mr. Kimura, I've met a few good Samaritans, but I'm not like them. Not at all.
I don't intend to be a saint. I don't think I have the fiber anyway. All I want is to do something good and useful in this world for a change.
Alright. There goes my chance to max him out.
Tell me, Tadao, why was your abductor so interested in your passion for astronomy?
I dunno. We met a few times at the Royal Greenwich Observatory. He seemed to share my hobby. Then he invited me to his house and locked me in.
Yes, astronomy is a fascinating subject. When I was a child, my mother bought a small telescope for my sister and I. We spent many a pleasant evening stargazing.
Stars are not just dots in the sky, Doctor. They are the key to our understanding of the cosmos. They remind us how insignificant we are.
You're right. But children love magic and stories. I remember our mother told us constellations have the power to protect us.
Protection by the light of the stars. That's sweet. You remember the name of these constellations?
Cygnus. The constellation that was supposed to protect Mary.
Memory's a strange thing. I can recite without hesitation the names of the 88 constellations. Yet I barely remember my own childhood.
Did he fake his interest in astronomy to get close to you?
No. In his madness, he spoke about a blood sacrifice to be made to his master when the stars aligned to a specific configuration.
Do you know anything about a man called Aloysius Dawson, by any chance?
Well, I've never met the man personally, but I invested money in some of his companies when I came to London. A brilliant businessman.
Goodbye, Mr.
So I could.
London has
He has no social circle. I could eat him. I don't think I will now. I think I do like just picking and choosing. So like the next time I'm like, I feel like I really just need some experience to get a little stronger. He's a good candidate. I guess I can just like quickly talk to people and be like, hey, tell me about Aloysius. Or Aloysius.
Good evening, Miss.
And good
So, just a little nibble.
What do you know about Aloysius Dawson?
That man is a tyrant. The embodiment of greed and selfishness. All I despise about this country.
Goodbye.
She's been...
Alright, that's about what I thought she would say. Where'd Clarence go?
Good evening.
I won't.
I can't cure migraines.
What can you tell me?
Well, I've discovered he's quite versed in occult knowledge. So I wrote him a letter asking him to finance my research about vampires. He never responded.
You need...
Yeah. I'm pretty sure. If I have the option to be like, I feel like it's gonna be another Sean Dawson scenario where I'm gonna have 3 choices of like how exactly to deal with the fate of this old dude.
Go back home, idiot! There's one of them vermin!
I'm out of blood.
Shit! You'll pay for that! It's down! Finish it!
I got a lot of blood from a single bite now. This is pretty sweet. No, I think I have to go through here. What's going on with the skulls now? What do you mean?
Burn it, boy!
Sean turned into a vampire? Yeah, pretty much. I haven't gone to, like, see him yet since I turned him, but... Stamina. There was like that newspaper article that was like he like hides away from his flock now, you know, like, keeps himself secret. I've yet to like go down into that area since I turned him, so I haven't like seen the results. That is what I chose. He drank my blood. Decided to turn him. Like promote him from Skull to Ekon, essentially. I guess this is the estate here. This whole area. It's gonna be fucking Aloysius' place. Should go see him. What? I don't know if it's gonna inform my decision in any way. I guess it's not that far. Like, it's gonna be based on what I think about what they will do with the power, and I think Aloysius is gonna do really shitty things. So I'd rather just have him die. Regardless of what happened to Sean. But I'll go see if he's there. I'll go see if he's like around and I can talk to him. Oh, that's the fastest way. I'll turn right at the next junction. Yeah, obviously he's gonna do pretty shitty things. He's an extremist. How do I fucking pass it? Oh, it's this over here. Oh, okay. Just gonna pull out my blood saw. If I'm not gonna be able to stun, I might as well get some blood out of my attacks. Can't see. Wombo combo. Where's, like, the other lady?
Glad to see you again.
Let's
Do
cure
you
her
need-
fatigue first.
Of course.
Thank you.
Or forget.
Do you have recent news of Sean Hampton's shelter?
She didn't say anything.
Are you worried about the sanitary situation in London?
There are rumors of infected people turned mad by the fever and roaming the streets, attacking everyone they see. Is it true?
As long as you stay away from the streets, you should be all right.
I hope you're right, Dr. Reed. We feel kind of left alone around here.
Goodbye, Miss.
She didn't say anything about... Whatever. Ah. Just hanging out in here. Yeah, no, it's just a prayer. It's Lottie's prayer. She's religious. Where'd she go? I don't know if that's a huge surprise for people in this age, but...
Lottie, tell me about the death of your mother.
Giselle killed her. Plain and simple. She killed her with her daily whims, her laziness, and her complaints.
That's quite a statement. You can't kill someone because you're fickle.
Mother was very ill, but I forgave Giselle. What I couldn't stand was how she cried at her funeral like she was the one left alone.
Perhaps your sister is not as tough as you are.
I know that, and I don't blame her. It just makes me sad that my own sister is the person I understand the least.
Giselle is the only family you have left. Don't you think it's time you forgave her?
Sometimes words are harder to forgive than acts, Dr. Reed.
Goodbye, Miss.
Giselle was the annoying one, right? Hey, Sean, I'm gonna talk to Giselle first. Where'd she go? The fuck? I remember seeing two people over here. I mean, if I'm in this area, I may as well go see these two. And, like, hear them. Yeah, Giselle was the annoying one. Whatever. I don't actually want to talk to Giselle.
Welcome back to my humble shelter, Dr. Reed. Are you here to subdue me again?
No, Sean. I just came by to see how you are.
I feel all right. Why'd you ask?
Are you still feeding on corpses?
No. It's almost as though the blood you forced me to drink has provided me eternal satisfaction.
Wow.
How is the sanitary situation in this part of town?
Corpses are piling up, Dr. Reed. It's good news for the ever-hungry, immortal half of my flock, but it's a catastrophe for those who are still alive.
How are things in your shelter? Between the mortals and the immortals, I mean.
Even if we're all children of God, I've always maintained a strict frontier between the two communities.
One sec.
What do you fear?
A few years ago, a Skal decided to pay a nocturnal visit to my sleeping customers. He got caught licking their necks in the dark. Since then, I have added a lock to the door.
What if food became scarce? Wouldn't the immortals in your flock be tempted to feed on the living? Wouldn't you?
The Skals can feed on the dead, Doctor. And until Judgment Day, mortals will continue dying.
Have you seen Harriet Jones since taking her to Old Bridget?
No. She is with the sewer Skals now. I don't go downstairs.
What happened at the Pembroke?
I guess we recognized each other. As Scals, I mean. She had but one thought. To punish. To get revenge upon everything and everyone. I realized I had to bring her here quickly.
But why did she fake her own death? There was so much blood in her room. She attacked patients, too.
I just lost her for a minute that night. When I found her, she had caused mayhem across the hospital. I slapped some sense into her, and we fled before getting caught.
What happened then?
We ran here through narrow streets and backyards. She kept saying that someone was talking to her in the dark, offering to avenge her. But I saw nobody.
How did you meet old Bridget?
When younger, I used to patrol the streets at night, searching for lost souls. This is how I met her. It took me 2 months just to get her name. Now we support each other.
Had you already visited their hideout in the sewers?
Just once, and very briefly. Most of them are very discreet, and they see me as an outsider, even if I protect them.
You really are a saint, Sean.
Oh, no, sir, I'm not. But I know evil, and I believe goodwill and tenacity can make this world a better place.
Would you let me listen to your chest, Sean?
No, Dr. Reed. You already forced me to drink your blood, and I thank you for that, for I feel better now. But it was quite an unpleasant experience.
It would help me greatly if you would allow me to give you a physical examination.
I said no. I'm no subject of medical examination, and I intend only to obey and to kneel before God.
Farewell, Sean. Take good care of your flock, and of yourself.
Okay, I was paying attention the whole time. But, like, right at the beginning of the conversation, a spider, like a tiny spider, was, like, crawling across my pop screen. I was like... I tried to flick it, and I failed, and then it, like, walked behind the other side, and then I flipped it over. It was gone. I was like... It wasn't on the mic. It didn't seem like it was on me. I was like, where the fuck did it go? So I was just looking for it. And then also, like... My microphone was like... I had to, like, rearrange all the shit. I've been very concerned because it's the type of spider, like last year I got a spider infestation, and it's the same type of spider, and this is the third one I've seen in 2 days of this exact spider. And I looked into places where I felt like that's where the egg sacs were, because I did find old egg sacs, like I found a whole bunch. And there's none there. So I'm like, I just keep looking around expecting to like do what happened last year where I like turn on my flashlight, point at the ceiling, and find like 50 spiders just like all hanging out. But every time I see one, I check, there's nothing there. But it's just like one, then one, then one. And I'm afraid like in a day or two, I'm just like, it's gonna happen. I'm just gonna like look up and there's fucking 50 plus spiders crawling across my ceiling. Like baby spiders. And they're the kind of spiders where like, they don't like crawling down walls. They just like rappel themselves down in the middle of the room. And I'm afraid. Because I don't want to deal with that again. It's just like... It's annoying. Forget the fact that I felt like... I essentially used to have arachnophobia. I was so deathly afraid that, like, little spider, like, if it was in the room, I had to leave. Like, I had to leave the room. I couldn't be in the same room as a spider. And I've been forced to, like, work through it. I still hate it. But last thing I want is another infestation in my room. Because that means where I thought the eggs were last year is not where they were. There's another spot somewhere. And if it could be literally inside the wall, and I can't do anything about it. Which would suck. Vampires! Clarence, write this one. Clarence, tell me about your flyer.
Tell me what you have discovered about vampires, Clarence.
They've always been here. And if you search for long enough, you realize others know about these devils too. I'm not alone.
Have you shared your research with anybody else?
No. but I've published my leaflets all across the city, hoping that someday someone will realize I'm printing the truth.
What do you mean you're not alone? Who have you met?
The Guard of Prewin, the Brotherhood of St. Paul Stole, Ichabod Throgmorton. Those names always pop up when you dig deep enough.
Have you spoken with any of them?
No. With the quarantine, it's almost impossible to leave the West End. But as a doctor, maybe you could, Johnny.
Are you asking me to help you prove the existence of vampires, Clarence?
Yes, Johnny. Please, gather all the information you can find about vampires and bring it to me. You're the only friend I have left.
He's not so desperate. It's kind of sad.
Clarence, why have you distributed leaflets about vampires all across the West End?
I have to warn everybody about them. They've killed thousands of people already, unnoticed thanks to the epidemic. We are all in danger here.
Vampires in London? Come on, Clarence. Who's going to believe that?
I'm not mad, Jonathan. You have to believe me. I know they are real. They're all around us, even as we speak.
Clarence, I'm your friend, so I'm not going to judge you. But think about your wife, your family. You're in pain, and you need help. I can help you.
I don't need a doctor, Jonathan. I need my best friend to trust me.
Yeah, I had a feeling that would fail.
You need some...
I'm surprised that, like, with the amount of people that... How many people have I eaten? Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, what? 6. Okay, I've had 6. Oh, I forgot to go see fucking Stella and whatever. I guess I've only had 6 people. Because I was thinking about the transformation on my face. I'm like, I thought it would be a little more dramatic by now, but I guess, again, it's only been 6 people. For some reason, it felt like more than that. Given my level and everything.
It's locked, all right.
What? What? I gotta go through this.
I should find another way to get into the neighborhood.
Okay. There were tiny little like visuals and like doorways and stuff that I ended up remembering just from like 2 or 3 minutes of like a stream I saw when Vampyr first came out. I got a lot of blood. It's a very anticlimactic way to kill somebody. Just shadow step and they're like, ugh.
I think this passage could lead me close to Aloysius Dawson's mansion.
Ooh, that's gonna get me a new injection. For sure.
This is my territory.
That's it.
You're bleeding.
What, both of those hit me?
Stupid newborn! You're bleeding!
The shadow clone is something that I can't do, right? Unless I was misreading the shadow stealth thing, where it's actually like a shadow clone thing. I don't think I was though. Keep thinking I feel like a spider crawling on me somewhere. Just like random feelings all over the place. That always happens. I see a spider, I'm like, it's on me. I feel it crawling on me. And with how this one disappeared, it's probably legit, like on my legs. Maybe there is. No, I hate you. Stop it. How dare you stress me out in my time of need?
It's locked.
Coming into my brain. I was legit afraid of that on a particular camping trip. Which, I have gone camping very few times in my life because I fucking hate it. And, this one tenacious-ass earwig would not fuck off. It, like... I should have just crushed it to death. Yo, this music, though. Nah!
Your blood is now mine.
But like, instead of crushing it to death, I kept just flicking it away. And like, a few minutes later, I remember seeing it. Hold on, I gotta pause. So like, I was like laying on my side on the pillow, and like, I can just like see the curvature of the pillow away from me. And then I just see this lone earwig coming straight towards my fucking face. And I'm like, the fuck? And so I flick it away. And 5 minutes later, I'm lying there. It's crawling up the exact same path straight towards my fucking face. So I flick it away. And I'm just like, this fucking earwig is gonna try and like get into my ear. So I'm like, I'm wide awake at this point. Lo and behold, another 5 to 10 minutes later, fucking crawling up the same, like, and I'm gonna flick it away. And I'm like it just like, it would not fuck off. Like, you'd think a bug would realize, oh, a giant thing flicked me away. I'll go in a different direction. Unless they're like ants and it was following a very specific trail that it already made for itself, I don't fucking know why. I just kept coming back over and over. No.
I will crush you.
Yes, stay in the cloud. Give me my precious blood. For a second, I was like, that didn't not do damage, but it did. It's very little. Yeah. This guy is beefy as fuck.
Your blood is now mine.
Okay, I keep whenever he does that wind up thing, I'm like, oh, I can get some hits in. No, I gotta like back up. Man, I don't get to heal at all. I was gonna try and parry. This is a very long fight.
Your blood is now mine.
I think he's not like strong to shadow. Know your enemies. That's all I read. Those things are beefy as fuck. It wasn't a particularly dangerous fight, it was just a long one. But I wasn't entirely wrong about like the refight with Fergal, because that was effectively the exact same fight. Like mechanically, that was exactly the same. It was like a minor version of it. It didn't have like the high jump. He didn't do like the Dragoon jump thing. Which direction did I come from? Okay, I'm very lost. Is this where I came from? I did just like fall into that room. My name is Robert I'm gonna say Tisdale. To whoever may find this message, please try to help me. My daughter Louise disappeared a few weeks ago. She was seen the last time in a bar in the neighborhood. Another one where she works as a waitress, but another one, the dancing trout. 2 witnesses saw her leave the place with an unelegant and unknown man, maybe a foreigner. There are many rumors of men and women vanishing in the area. I am convinced my Louise has been abducted and is kept somewhere nearby. I know the police will not help, for they already have more important things to do. So I've decided to look for my Louise by myself. If you find this letter, it means I failed saving her. My Louise is a good girl who does not deserve to die like this. She's of medium size with dark hair and a scar on her right cheek. Please search for her and finish this work for me. God bless you.
Louise's father was determined to find and save her.
Okay, this is where I was before. Yeah, and then I dropped down into this room. Right? Yeah. And then I did the boss fight. Okay. Was there... I feel like there was another... What the... Okay. I felt like there was another direction to go, but maybe I was wrong. Up in this little tunnel. Okay. Alright. So it's puzzle time. Puzzle time!
It's locked, all right.
Mm-hmm.
It's locked.
Okay. What does this one do? swear I'm feeling it, Mr. Krabs. Feeling them spiders on me. It's not like I'm gonna look up and see them. They're so small and you have a flashlight and shit. I wish I could change my ult and not have it like, you know. Oh, I didn't want to do it on the dead dude, but at least he's dead now. Not dead. Good thing I healed before this, because I probably would have died. Okay. Now that I've unlocked this, I can... do other things. Spider check. Y'all know what's happening at this point. If there was a spider crawling on my face and you saw it on camera, you'd tell me, right? Right? Alright, she's right below me. Be wary.
Let me go, you bastard!
You London vampires are so weak!
Are we? You seem to be having troubles.
How long are you gonna keep
Oh, you set the fucking blood barrier. Fuck!
disgusting asshole! Vampire or not, I'll never be your wife! Let me go, you bastard! How long are you gonna keep me locked in here?
Literally one hit.
Disgusting asshole! Vampire or not, I'll never be your wife!
Are you fucking kidding me? I got so fucking greedy. That was pure greed on my. Oh, that was pure greed. I could have easily, like, not died there. And I was just like, no, it's fucking one hit away. Then he blood buried, and then I switched weapons, and then he was still one hit away. I refuse.
Your prey is mine now!
Let me go, you bastard! How long are you gonna keep me locked in?
Oh, even if he has blood barrier, I still get blood points for landing a hit.
Oh, you bastard!
Stop it!
Disgusting asshole!
Don't you know better?
Oh!
Let me go, you bastard!
The cloud should count for a lot of hits. It ticks a lot. Oh, fucking stamina.
Your prey is mine now!
Disgusting asshole! Vampire or not, I'll never be your wife! Let me go, you bastard!
There we go. Recent diary. Just around 11 on the grueling journey from Manchester City, sad and despaired. Let me escape death here. I cannot wait to start my research. Soon I won't be a virgin anymore. Oh, Jesus. I'm not reading the rest of this. Louise can tell me. She was screaming about not becoming his wife, so...
Miss Teasdale, are you all right?
How do you know my name? Who are you?
My name is Dr. Reed. I managed to track you down thanks to your father.
So my father really was looking after me. This man, this vampire told me my father was dead. Is it true?
I'm afraid so, miss. I'm so sorry for your loss. But you are free to go, as your abductor is no more.
I suppose my jailer also killed my father, didn't he?
Thankfully, he did not search your father's corpse, where I found his notes describing where he might find you.
He did?
You should read them.
I must find my father's body.
Fucking
He
you should
deserves
read
a
them,
proper
Jonathan.
burial.
Hold on. It specifically said she had dark hair. Not blonde. Wait, it says I have 2, but I can't do a medical checkup? Oh, I guess that would be later.
Goodbye, Miss Teasdale.
Hold the fucking phone. She is of medium size with dark hair and a scar on her right cheek. She does have the scar on her right cheek, but she does not have dark hair. Dark hair is like brown or black, not blonde. I don't know if that's just like a game dev missed detail, or if there's gonna be some sort of twist here. I mean, the scar is there. Maybe she just die. I don't know. It's a dark blonde. I do not accept it's a dark blonde. That is unacceptable to me. Alright, first things first, unlock the door. where specifically? Somewhere in the district, okay. Hoping to see people. This has got to be my favorite sense, like a gamer sense sensory thing. I like just like it's just a simple black silhouette and all the dust in the air turns black. It's kind of a negative image. It's like the least obtrusive, like The Witcher. Like that's it's kind of intrusive, which is why the game they gave you an option to turn off all the fucking weird shit. But then the camera still goes all fisheye, and it's kind of annoying. It's all blurry, and like this is just like it's just clear. It's just hey, here's a quick like it's not even negative image. It's just here's black and white, here's a silhouette. The sound changes ever so slightly. Why are they way the fuck down there? And then it also gives you wall hacks for people. You can follow the bleed. There's something right there. This is a hideout. I do have some blood to analyze, so this will be good. And some bullets to refill. I have a ton of pistol bullets, holy shit. It said 191. I really want these. Where the fuck are these? Alright, these are expensive as shit. Okay, what do I need? Sodium, hypochlorite, potassium. Oh, I need rivets. I think I only needed 5 though. A little bit of that. The other, whatever, it has sodium hypochlorite, so. Opium, potassium. A ton of grease. I have a ton of just parts I could probably sell if I really wanted to. Do I increase the stun? Yeah, no, I should increase the stun. Bam. And then when I have parts again, I can go here and the thing. I feel like I could dismantle some more aluminum parts. Hold on. Yeah. Need aluminum parts for. Oh, I didn't mean to completely exit. Blood saw. Activate 10 hull points. Yeah. This is what I need the rivets for. I don't care about stun. This is specifically for damage. Just when I want to get some extra damage in on a boss. Speaking of which, oh, I still don't have phosphorus and sodium hydroxide. I definitely want to turn it into either fire or chemical. Hold on. Fire damage, best used against vampires. Chemical, best used against humans. When the chemical fucking kills me so much faster than fire does. This is bullshit. This is absolute bullshit. I actually don't know which one I would choose. I may end up going with Incendiary because the vampires are starting to cause more issues than the pre-win priests. for absolute sureness. This is still very tempting. 18 stamina for 35 stun. I'm gonna level this. As opposed to the 24. This does a bunch of damage though as well.